let us talk about Josef or Josef Fritzl. Now, me and the team, we have been going over this case, and we have come to the conclusion that this man wasn't alone in abusing his daughter. Now, we'll be looking at evidence from the Independent, and this article is by Adam Lusher, and it's dated Thursday the 26th of April 2018. Right. The next article is from The Guardian, and it is by Kate Connolly, and the date is Thursday the 19th of March 2009. Right. Now, this situation happened in Austria, and we should know that Austria is one of the countries that is part of the European Satanic Triangle, along with Germany, Belgium, France, and a few more. Now, the people that live in these countries, the good people, they need to push these wicked individuals to the front. They need to expose them and let them know not in their name. Right? These wicked individuals, a handful of them, they are the ones that is causing judgment to be raining upon these countries. Right? Now, when the world get this news that this young lady was in the family home in a dungeon being abused by her father, that was the hand of the Most High letting you know that there are lots of other individuals that are locked up against their wills in dungeons. Right? No, it is saying a lot about the authorities, because we did not get any information like the authorities go around checking various properties that have underground dungeons or basement to see if anyone is locked up against their will. And that is how me and the team members starting to realize that this goes to the very top, and that this man did not act alone. Right? Because reviewing the evidence, we realize that there's a lot wrong with this thing. Right? This man was able to commit this crime for 24 years. Right? Elizabeth Fritzl has been imprisoned by her father in the basement of the family home for 24 years, from the age of 18 to 42. Now, the family home is not on hundreds of acres of land. Right? The family home is not in an isolated country area. The family home is in a built-up area where people is going back and forth. And you are telling me for 24 years he was allowed to carry out this wicked, brutal crime, and no one challenged, no one saw nothing. And when you think that a black man can't even get a package from Amazon without being questioned, without being antagonized, but yet still this man was able to carry out a crime, right, bare face in front of everyone, and he went unchallenged. Had it not been for the grace of God that is showing us and letting us know, look, they got young people underground. They've got basement where they're holding individuals against their will. Now you got to ask, how many local authorities go around and start checking properties for what we think would be crimes against humanity? How many authorities are doing that? We have not seen any reports online. Right? Now, let us continue with this evidence. Now, the next piece of evidence that we notice is coming from the Independent. Right? Now, this man even tell his wife that Elizabeth had run away to join a religious cult, and the wife buy into it. And I have to question whether or not the wife knows what was going on. Right? Now, we have a situation where we have evidence from the Independent telling us that Fritzl had served a prison sentence for raping a woman in 1967. But it seems that the social services did not take this into account when considering Elizabeth's disappearance and when allowing Fritzl to adopt 3 foundlings. Right? Now, then again, we have to question social services. Right? Now, this man was charged and he served a prison sentence for rape. Right? Let's start that again. He was charged and served a prison sentence in 1967 for rape. Yet social services did not consider that when they were allowing him to adopt the children that he took from under the basement. So again, we have evidence to show you that this thing that is known as child protection or social services, they do not represent your best interest. There is the evidence. Right? No, had that being a other ethnic group, they would have checked everything, right? And this man was charged and served a sentence for rape, and he was allowed to adopt children. He wasn't even questioned when his daughter turned up missing, and it shows you that this thing goes to the very top. Someone is not doing their job, or they are a part of it. Right? Let us continue with some more evidence, because I'm telling you, I cannot believe that this man was allowed to get away with this, and he was planning, right, to put his child in the dungeon. It is deliberate. He went out of his way to get it done. He knew what he was doing. He didn't just turn up and says he's going to do this. Now, from the Guardian, it says that he repeatedly beat and kicked her. He also subjected her to humiliating sexual abuse, including forcing her to reenact scenes from violent pornography film. The abuse left her with serious, lasting physical injuries and psychological damage. Now, let's pay attention to this statement from the Guardian. And they're telling us that he subjected her to humiliating sexual abuse and forced her to reenact scenes from violent pornography movies, which me and the team don't believe he was alone. We believe that there were others that was with him when they were humiliating her, when they were beating her, kicking her, and subject her to reenact violent pornography scenes, right? Because he can't be the only one there to subject her to those pornography violent scenes. There were others there. We also believe that the children, right? The children that he brought upstairs to the wife, we believe that those children were for other individuals that were visiting the dungeon, right? We have no proof, no evidence, just allegedly, right? We just believe that they belong to someone else, and that is why you could bring them up, because they do not share the same DNA, just in case someone from social services decides to do their job. Right? Now, this man was playing Lord and God, because it even tells us in the Guardian that he would punish her by switching off the power to the cellar for days at a time, so she would be left alone in total darkness. Right? This man did not act alone. This man did not act alone, and he wasn't the only one that was going to the dungeon to subject this young lady to some humiliating sex scenes, right? He wasn't alone, and it says a lot about the country Austria, because they dubbed this country one of the countries in the Satanic Triangle, and the good people in these European countries need to push a handful of people who are dragging down their good name. Right? They need to start going around to various homes and check their basements and dungeons to see if any crime is being committed. As I said, me and the team, we believe he did not act alone. This thing goes to the very top. Why is it that Josef Fritzl was allowed to get away with this for 24 years? Right? Not on a country estate. Right? Not on a home that is hundreds of miles away from prime highs, from the city, from busy towns, right? The house is right there in the midst of a busy little town for everyone to see, and he was able to do this thing for 24 years. Understand we are in a spiritual battle. Understand what is going on. And when you look into this man's eyes, you see that he's possessed by several sex demons. This man is completely gone, right? I don't even wish hell for him. I do not know what the Creator will do with a an individual like this for a crime that he committed is wicked, is cruel, because nothing gives you back your youth. Nothing gives you back your youth. And the fact that this man was able to do this in a busy neighborhood, I cannot believe it. Right? He was even charged for rape, and they did not. He served a prison sentence, and they did not flag that. They did not see him as a suspect the moment his daughter went missing. And it shows you that the people who are in charge, many a times, they are part of the problem. Go and review this case back again and ask critical questions. Connect the dots and know that the very people, social services, the police, and all those people that is in authority, they are the ones that are busy betraying your trust. We need to pray. Pray for all those young people who are locked up in basement, and understand, as humanity, we are getting a chance to make things right. We are getting a chance to say the things that needs to be said. Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.